from Michigan.
WeatherScope.
Well, snow is on the ground in Burlington, Vermont, and more is on its way as a storm heads into the northeast. Good afternoon, I'm Declan Cannon. Other parts of the East Coast are being covered in snow and drenched with rain. And in the northwest part of the nation, well, there's more wind and wet weather. We'll have your forecast in a moment. But first, let's go to Jill Brown in the Forecast Center with more on the northeast and the ongoing storm. Jill?
Okay, thanks, Declan. The good news is that we do not expect to see a very long, extended period of ice, which will be the worst kind of weather you'll find. And there is some out there, so we'll tell you exactly where we're getting it. But let's start with the good stuff, the snow. Not such a big deal for folks that live in Burlington, Vermont. You're used to this in the wintertime. Snow began around rush hour this morning. It was light, however, and didn't disrupt things too much as you got out and about. Very cold temperatures didn't slow you down much either, we noticed. The low this morning was 9 below zero, but this afternoon the temperature is already climbing up to just about 20 degrees, so we've made a big recovery already. Joining me now is meteorologist Jamie Simpson. We've been following this storm now for about 24 hours in the making. It looked more dangerous yesterday than it does today. That's the good news.
That is good news. We're already starting to see warm air push up into Pennsylvania and central and western New York, areas that saw some ice already changing over to rain, and a lot of parts of New England that we were worried about a prolonged period of ice staying snow right now, and it looks like their period of ice will be a lot shorter than we had once thought.
And that's the key. Get rid of the ice.
Yes.
Snow, rain, we can deal with. Let's take a look at the latest radar and we'll show you what's coming through. And it's just really a massive surge of moisture. There are very few breaks in here. Jamie, as we mentioned, all snow through here, all rain through here, and it gets a little tricky in between.
It does get a little tricky in between. Showing some sleet right in here along the New York-Pennsylvania border, and that is the leading edge of the warm air. The above freezing air is pretty much south and west of the line that I just drew. New York City also above freezing now, but this is the area of concern, at least for the next several hours, as we have some freezing rain in this area. Albany's still snow right now, but they'll likely go over to a period of ice at some point during the afternoon.
And the key has just been that the warmer air has come in more quickly than first expected.
Right, and that is a great sign because it looks like we will get that changeover eventually to rain a little sooner than we may have if the air was slower to come in.
All right, let's talk about some of the big cities. Boston's getting all snow now. New York to Philadelphia and down through the Baltimore, D.C. area. It's all rain. Now, it is heavy rain. We may see some flooding?
We may see some flooding, especially tonight, because the heaviest rain is still well off to the south, and it's going to make that surge up towards the New York City, Long Island area during the nighttime hours tonight. Boston, light snow so far, but you notice the moderate precipitation is headed Boston's way. They'll eventually change to rain by this evening, but they may have a period of a couple hours where they pick up some accumulating snow as well, maybe a few inches before it makes the transition to liquid.
Alrighty, here's your overall picture, and you can see exactly where the snow is. The orange indicates where there's sleet and freezing rain, and actually I think at this point we'll probably be changing this to green very shortly around Buffalo. It is rain. Temperatures to the north have warmed up substantially, not warm enough yet to see a changeover, but Burlington went from 9 below to 19 above now.
Yeah, 28 degrees in only about 10 or 12 hours, which is an incredible warm-up, but they still do have a while to go. Interesting difference between northern New England and New York and Pennsylvania. High pressure up here. In northern New England, the wind is, for the most part, staying across snow-covered land up here, and that's why we're keeping cold temperatures in Burlington over into the state of Maine. But further south, the wind coming across a significant part of the Atlantic Ocean with water temperatures up in the 40s. That's why we're seeing that surge of warmth up into Pennsylvania and western New York, and that's why we're seeing the change over to rain.
Alrighty. Northern New England staying cold longer, could see as much as a foot of snow. Not bad news for the ski resort.
Right.
If you're traveling today, this is sort of gives you the general outlook. Western Pennsylvania, hot pink. It shows up the best because that's the worst. Icy weather. And where the green is, flash flood watches are in effect. This is the same storm that produced severe weather yesterday, and Jamie, it looks like we may see some severe weather this afternoon.
Yeah, especially across central and southern Florida. We still have a pretty strong upper-level disturbance coming across Florida, and that is why we have had some tornado warnings this morning, and that's why we have that tornado watch through 3 o'clock.
Alrighty, this is the latest radar. We do still have one tornado warning. It is for Polk County, which is right there, and you can see the stronger thunderstorms coming in. This warning only goes for about another 5 minutes or less until 12:40 local time. Doppler indicated possible tornado. Have we heard anything really about much damage or other?
No, we haven't heard a thing yet. We've had Doppler indicated tornadoes. That's why we've had warnings, but no confirmation of any tornadoes on the ground yet. But you can notice these cells heading quickly to the north and these cells coming in from the west. So we do have that low-level convergence, and we still could see some tornadoes. So the threat is certainly not over by any means.
Okay, thanks very much, Jamie Simpson. We'll keep you up to date on severe weather potential in Florida and, of course, the snow and ice farther north. If you'd like to get more information on the internet, it's weather.com. And if you'd like to hear about what's going on across the rest of the country, then stick around because Declan has all of that for you.
Well, Jill, it's pretty quiet elsewhere across the country, especially compared to the snow and some of the ice back east. And in the northwest, well, the wind has returned and so has the rain. We'll have your forecast in a moment. But first, we're going to check out conditions for you across the country and give you an idea just how cold it is at this hour. Only 6. That's right, 6 in northeast Montana. That's at Glasgow. It's a rather chilly day on the plains in easternmost Montana. And even as we head farther west, Cutbank is sitting at 19 degrees, 20 at Billings. And then as we work our way south, we're looking at temperatures in the 20s.